All right, we'll start with SPX. So we were talking about this hedge pattern. I mean, I want to explain a little bit more about the hedge pattern. I had a few questions about this. So one of the reasons why hedge pattern works is because whoever whoever did not short this move, okay, when it moves higher and starts to break again, there will be a lot of shots who get in here and they will be wrong. And this happens all the time. I mean, the hedge pattern works on a daily, weekly, on even sometimes intraday. I've seen that happen in S&P 500 or ES futures plenty of times. So whoever is getting short below this level, they generally get whacked because they are too late. They were supposed to get in somewhere here and not here. I mean, this happens to most of us when we are chasing stocks. Okay, we chase a stock, and I'll give you an example today. I knew this PANW, it broke out, but I'm supposed to go long here. But it broke this out, and if there was a follow through day, this may not even come back again. So I got in. This is a little bit of chasing when I added to my long-term portfolio. And one of the reasons I had to add is because I have nothing in my long-term. So, and there is a very high probability that this is going to be a leader in the next move higher. So yeah, this is one of the reasons, you should never chase stocks, especially in a market like this. In January of last year and even February, all I was doing was chasing stocks, and it worked for 6 weeks straight, 6 weeks, and it was an amazing year. And all I was doing was not look at the percentage move, but the percentage move from open. Whatever moves higher from open, that's the one. Even now, on a good day, on a bullish day, that's what I do. I get into a stock that's moving faster, that goes higher in this list. And I will also, of course, I'll look at the technicals. And if I see it's coming out of here, I get in. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, the hedge pattern. Any questions on the hedge pattern? I know it's not if you haven't been trading longer, it's not easy to understand. But do you guys have any question on this hedge pattern? And we will probably talk about this multiple times over the next few months. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. Is this a
No.
bullish reversal? Well, it's not bullish reversal, but is it bullish reversal? Well, this is the place not to go short. That's what it is. And this could be up 1 or 2 days, and that could be it. Okay, and then this is a huge move, obviously, right? Generally, in a regular hedge pattern, you wouldn't the move would not be this deep either. Okay, when it opened this low, I thought the hedge pattern is not working anymore, but it reversed right away. Generally, this would probably go a little bit lower, like 30 or 20 or 30 points below this one, and we will probably see a move higher. But that's not what happened, right? I mean, but that's also because of the news. So this is what short in the hole is. They're supposed to be short somewhere here. They're not. They get in late, and then they don't have a way to get out. Okay, when it starts to move against them, all they can do is cover their shorts. Ram, you are asking something. Sorry.
No, KP, sorry.
Yeah. All right. So, and this again, one thing to realize from this is when you have 4 or 5 days of negative days, shorting is a bad idea. When you have a move like this is what I was talking about, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the day 5, this is not a place to buy, this is the place to sell, because as soon as you get in, and if there is any move, a price move showing that it's a reversal, all these guys are going to get out. They don't want to lose their profits. So that's about the hedge pattern. Let's look at crude. I don't know if this is my laptop or Thinkorswim. It's been very, very slow. So let's look at the weekly chart. So we could probably, this could go all the way to, the move that we are seeing right now, it hit 107.55 and now it's at 105.73. But this could go up, a few more percent. So there are two scenarios here. If this breaks above that 114 level, that would be disaster for the economy. Okay, let's hope that does not happen. But if that happens, yeah, we'll probably see heavy selling in retail, and we have seen some selling in MasterCard and Visa. Nobody's going to buy anything. Everybody will be scared, probably losing jobs, and you'll probably see economy stall. Well, talking just about the price action, yeah, we'll probably, we can probably, if this breaks above that 114, 115 level, we can probably short probably any retail. So, and today I was just talking about this before we started this session. The interest rates have gone down a lot. Look at that. That's a big weekly. Now the 10-year is at 1.70, 1.7%. This was up at 2.06. Here is a question. Can you explain what do you mean by retail? Anything like Macy's or any of these stores. That's what I mean. So, so this is one thing I'll be watching, the crude oil, and also they generally, in this case, they, both the gold and crude, if they are both going higher, that's another indication that market would be more bearish. Okay, because gold is a safe haven for many. So if there is no other place to put in your money, this is where the money would go. And I was also talking about this very long, and the thing is, whatever we are seeing, the whole world is watching the same thing. Okay, so we have this, how many years is that? 2011 to, that's almost 10 years actually. Yeah, 9 years of cup and a year of handle, more than a year of handle. So if this starts to move higher, this could, okay, first let's talk about how much this could move. This is much like, drawing a fib series. That could be the move from here. So that would be what? 2,800. Okay, that tells you the kind of move that's possible. And I know when we think about these things, it might feel like, it is so far away, and this does not happen in a month or two. This will probably take years in the making to go all the way to 2,800. But this is something to watch. So if crude and gold keeps moving higher, we could see a bearish market. All right, let's go through all the, actually let's go to the NASDAQ futures. Guys, if you have any questions, interrupt me, ask me any questions. So this is also a hedge pattern. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about, actually, we could do the same thing here. So I also posted another message in Slack saying that if you see here, let's get rid of the overnight move. So this was the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth day, we had a big negative day. The same way we have a negative day. This one day may not mean much because you can have another next 2 days and we could probably get a follow through tomorrow or day after. And, there will be, if there is another follow through for that, market might bottom right here. So far, based on the price action, we are not seeing that. But when we see that, then we can, we will probably go long in many of our positions. I agree, gold used to be a safe haven, but those are the risks. Well, right now, BTC is not a safe haven at all. I mean, that doesn't look that way because BTC started moving lower with the market. So years before BTC, yes, gold used to be the safe haven for every crash. But this year, in the last 1.5 years, that was not the case, or 1 year, that was not the case. But again, market is going or, buying up gold a lot more now than before. So again, we can only infer or get the information from the market. That's the best way to trade, understand the market, instead of having an opinion. Figuring out what the market is doing is the best way to understand the markets. Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about ES or NQ, right? Both ES and NQ. It's this. Oh yeah, actually I wrote it here for ES. That's what I was thinking. So the fourth day, this was the fourth day here. This is the fourth day. If we get a candle like this tomorrow or day after, right? That would be a follow through day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the follow through days and everything, it's how to make money in stocks by Bill O'Neill. It's an amazing book. You guys should read it. And most of the growth investors follow him. So anyway, so what we are actually looking right now is that's your bottom and you want to have a follow through. And I look there for this follow through in many cases, and they do work well. And for AMD, that is something I'm looking for right now. This is a move lower, and this one is parallel to this one. And if market is bearish, we could get a follow through. I mean, we did not get a follow through here. We could get one here. If the market really thinks that we are, chips are gonna be in a bad shape, yes. So I'll show you a couple more. Oh yeah, this is another one. This was a bearish day and this was a follow through day. And look at what happened again, and we are not looking for this move. We are just looking for this move. That's it. I generally go short below this day and see how far this would go. And today AXP is also one of them. Okay. This is your bearish day. And this is something I talk about often about buyer shut off. What that means is that all the buyers here, right, they have been negated in a single day. Generally, what happens is when you have such a day, you will see a follow through. Generally, I've seen this happen way too many times. Okay, the follow through. And this happens on the upside and also to the downside. I think we had one for Mosaic. This one, I think, yeah. And we had a follow through day. I'm thinking of more examples. Well, I'll post it, but think in terms of, when you have a big move that negates a bunch of moves days before, generally you will get a follow through day. And look at how big this one was. And market was horrible at this time. But this stood well when the market was bad. That's why you had this big move. The same thing with, oh yeah, this one. This one is the same. All this negative move has been taken out by one day. I got in here, but that was thinking about it now. I mean, I did not think that we would have this kind of move. I had 540, 560 spread, and it worked out well. But I could have bought stock at this time, and that would have been an amazing place to buy it, which I did not. Well, in hindsight, everything is 2020. But all right, so I'm expecting that follow through for both AMD and AXP tomorrow, or what was SC was another one. This worked out really well. On this day, we shorted. I mean, we put in like 50 cents for something, I think, and it went up like $2 or something. So, and for this one, you had a lot of negative things happening right here. You had this trend line that's broken, and this is the biggest candle, and all those guys are wrong right now. And the next day it opened right here and started moving on. Oh yeah, the recent Macy's. This was another one on Macy's, right? You had this big candle. We were short here, and the next day it went down. And while the market was positive, this opened lower and it went down. So follow throughs really work. So, all right, let's go through. There is not much to look into RTY. It's a mess right now. But I think I would rather see mostly what's happening here. If I'm looking for a bottom, this is the tech is something that has to do better. Okay, here we had a lower high. We need to, even if this goes down, if we get a higher low. Okay, so this is your lower low. I mean, coming all the way here would be a little weaker, but even if it comes all the way here and makes your lower low here and starts to move higher, that's okay too. And this happened in 2011, I think. Exactly a similar pattern. And patterns repeat all the time. Let's go through each sector. XLK. This is same as NASDAQ. XLV. This one actually looks still okay. Not a huge. And it is staying. I mean, it's basically consolidating. So XLV could be a leader if tech is not. XLY looks like NASDAQ. XLC. This is very weak. That's because I think because of Facebook for XLC. That's financials. Financials are horrible. I don't know. I mean, if this breaks, let me put a alert here. And this thing could happen. I mean, look at JP Morgan. I was watching JP Morgan today. That already broke the lows. But I mean, this is not a leader right now. And Wells Fargo was a leader, but that's breaking too. This is a weekly chart. Yep, look at that. I mean, it was a leader, and look at how fast it came down. So financials may not be the leader going forward. This isn't looking so great. This is industrials, XLP. This might do better, if the defense sectors like stable starts to do better. Yeah, this might do better. But this does not have a lot of impact on S&P. So the indexes may not move higher because staples are moving higher. It might do relatively better than NASDAQ. XLU, this is If the market is growing, these are the sectors you don't want to see do better. Okay, both staples and utilities. And if you are listening to this for the first time, don't worry about it. I talk about staples and utilities all the time. Whatever you are hearing right now, I repeat the same thing again and again and again. There is not new information that I learn anymore. It's about figuring out where the money is moving from and where the money is moving to. That's it. Once you master or understand all these sectors and what's happening in the market, things will become much clearer later. And REIT it's a very, very, very small sector in S&P. Materials, this is the one that went down today a lot. Energy, we know about energy. Crude is much higher. Okay, we have a bunch of tickers here. I'll go through them. Do you guys have any questions so far?
No.
All right. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's go through Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. I thought this would probably go test the 228 level at least. Well, I mean, market is so bad right now. I was even thinking of buying some kind of butterfly right here because it broke this downtrend. Apple is still strong. Well, we'll see where it goes. If the market bounces, this will probably the best one among the mega cap, because this is the one that went down least, only among mega cap. And Amazon is weak. It's weak. I mean, there is still so much of overhead resistance, which I'm not even watching Netflix. This might take months, many months to recover. Google still looks okay. You have this. Somebody was asking me about it. You have this double bottom. So actually, this one looks really good. It has to break above that 200-day and 50 and everything, and that could happen in a single day. Tesla actually got hammered a lot more than I expected it to. So there is also a possibility it could come back and test these lows, or probably come to 726. I was surprised by this big move. The other way, if Tesla goes bullish, the other way is for it to consolidate here and probably break higher. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. So far this one looks okay. I mean, this big move lower is negated, so as if this whole move never happened. Okay, so this could consolidate here and probably break out if it is bullish. Again, everything depends on how the market is going to be. Microsoft also looks much similar to Google, probably a little more weaker than Google. I'm going to go through some of the, Match.com. This one does not look very good. Anything that's near 52-week low is, I would say, they are not good. Those are not the ones that I would go long on. And if I look at this weekly, that's your consolidation area. So when a stock moves down and consolidates, there is a higher probability that it's going to break down. Okay, when a stock moves higher and consolidates, then the chances of the chances for the move is higher than lower. So that's how most of the time it works. I mean, what this means is after moving lower from 180 to 100, this stock is still not attracting any investors. And while we had a big move in indices, look at what Match.com did. It did not do anything. It's just going sideways. So yeah, this is definitely not bullish. This is probably bearish actually. We could probably have a alert. In fact, we could probably short it right here. Let me look at the hourlies. Now we have a lot of move here. Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to break that 105 level. There's a lot of volume here, so it could just come here and bounce. We'll see. What else we have? NVIDIA. Yeah, again, I was expecting NVIDIA. I mean, this one still looks good. This is not as bad as AMD right now, but this one still looks okay. It has to break that downtrend. Unless it breaks that downtrend, we don't know. The one thing that I did not like today is how big the candle is for semiconductors. So is NVIDIA going to follow those semiconductors, or, if it can move higher, I don't know yet. But right now, this is the trend line that I'm watching. So if it breaks that trend line, that would be a, well, I mean, this is always on my screens. We talked about NASDAQ anyway, but yeah, we don't need this anymore. So we have this downtrend. It's easier to follow the NQs. I post a chart all the time, but anyway, we are looking for a follow through. Okay, so if we could get a follow through, or even consolidate and get a follow through, is all we are looking for right now for a better uptrend. So a break above this level would be your trigger. Apple. Yeah, we talked about Apple. Into it. I haven't seen this in a while. Yeah, it's not looking good. See, when the market moves higher, these have to bounce right now. And this could also be because Intuit depends on the employment and everything, right? So I am assuming we are not expecting growth, I guess. When the growth is down, yeah, these will get affected big time. Again, just talking about the charts, yeah, this does not look good at all. This could be more bearish. Let's look at some important levels. Yeah, I did not even stop there. So the next level is this one. Yeah, a break there would probably lead to 424 and probably even 365. A little small could also stop at 385. So next, Sharp. Sharp is a gone case right now. I mean, it went down so much. I don't know if any big institutional investor would want to buy this at all. I mean, it bounced out off of this trend line and also this level. And whenever you have multiple supports, that's a good place generally for a bounce, but that does not mean it's a bottom. Right now, this looks horrible. Let me do a weekly. Yeah, right now this looks horrible. So if it bottoms, generally it will have a rounded bottom. So it is going to take a while. It might take months or years. Who knows? But this is a horrible move. Lost like 60 or 70% of its move. One of the reasons this happened is because all the institutions they sold. Well, I guess that's it. Any questions, guys?
Nope.
All right. Okay, there is one more. This Tesla trade I'm going to talk about. All right. Let me go to not this one, I guess. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't even remember what I did here, but one of the things I always look at is uh, one of the reasons I did this one is because of high volatility. Okay, so I bought 600 stocks. I sold 460 call, and I bought for 350. So it's only $100 away. But this was giving. I think Tesla volatility used to be like 75 to 90. I think at this time the volatility was about 90 for that. So I bought this on September, and this one is, when is that call? Oh, I think this is 1 year away call. That's what I sold. Anyway, so and when you asked me about this, I said one of the reasons this is better is of because I'm able to sell those 460 calls. Okay, so I am expecting the market to move at least to that 450, 460 level. And I had a time of almost a year. Was it a year? I can't remember. Yeah, this is 10 and this is 21. Yep, that's an year. So, and then Tesla was in a huge uptrend, and it moved from 500 to 320. That's a big move, and I was expecting it to go to at least 460. The idea was if it goes to 460, even if I sell it, I'll make a good chunk of money. That was the idea. And also and every time I said Tesla broke 38% prep, whenever there is a break in the uptrend, I was making a little bit of adjustments to my options. I don't know, I think I have to go through this again. I don't even remember my thinking process at that time, but I thought I mentioned everything. The reason I posted this is because this is one way to figure out. And I think when did I sell the whole position? So I sold it on 10/16. So that's from 9/8. So that's about 40 days, I guess. Actually in September of 2020, we had a deep correction, not just here, even in S&P 500. So in just 1 month, I did not do many trades at that time. This was my biggest trade at that time. I think I had most of my money, probably 70% of my money, in just this trade. And I made like 107 on this. So putting 600 and making 100, that's about 25% on your entire portfolio, or 70% of your portfolio. It made a big difference for me that year. Oh, okay. Or we actually have some more questions. Sorry. Let me go back. Anand, if you have any questions, let me know and we can talk about this. I'll go through it one more time and, see what I did. It's been a while. All right. So solar stocks are looking strong. Yes, true. I mean, I had this run, this one triggered, I had uh, a alert here and it triggered this morning. But I know one of the reasons I'm a little afraid about solar is because of this moves. Okay. I saw SEDG move this day. Okay. And after this day, I thought we will see little bit of pullback. There was no pullback. So the same thing happened with ENPH, big moves, no stopping. So right now, all we can do is wait for it to consolidate and then, possible breakout. 220 to 324, that's $100. That's more than 35% maybe. So we want to see this consolidate right now, or even go lower a little bit, pull back. And it's so risky to just buy right here. I mean, if you have the same way of 8% or 9% of stop losses, you could be stopped out on a single day. So the risk reward is horrible right here. What else is there? So I did not look at Renesola. Yeah, it looks the same. But I think SEDG is probably the best one among them. Right now, this looks to be the best one. And even ENPH is probably okay. Their results were really good. And the one thing that I think in terms of ENPH is this is just a fraud. If this did not happen, if you ignore this, this is kind of a big base. So if it can break out, in fact, that's even better. If it can go to 221 or break out, even 191 is pretty good too, because you don't have, if you ignore this again, you don't have a lot of supply until here. So I think breakout of 191 is good too. We'll see how this goes. If oil drops, there is a good possibility all this will come down. JKS, Zinco Solar. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a while too. This is Chinese, isn't it? Yeah. Yep, that's a Chinese. I would probably stay away from even Rene Solar. I would probably stay away from them right now. I mean, unless you don't have any solar here, but I think ENPH or SCDG is probably a good one. And SCDG is a Israeli company, I think. This one is an Israeli company, I think. Please explain BRKB. What do you mean by explain?
I mean, can we buy? Is it a good time?
Well, one of two things are happening with. One is positive and one is not. Inflation is good for Berkshire because they have a lot of companies where they have the pricing power. That's a good thing. The second thing is, well, let's not worry about that. Let's talk about just the chart. Actually, a break of today's high, or probably 322 is probably a good place. Okay, I know you are new to this group, so the thing is, I buy the breakouts. The reason I buy the breakouts is when there is no supply or when there are no more sellers, I wait until there are no more sellers, and that's when I buy. So that's 324, above 324 is probably, or you could probably buy above today's high and probably see for the next follow through. The other part that I said it's not doing good, this one follows the financials, and financials are doing horrible right now. And one of the reasons they are not doing good is also because of the 10-year yield. But I mean, these are not like, Berkshire is not a bank. they do have a pricing power. So, and most of my trades are, that have momentum. So I don't know yet. I mean, this is right now at this place. I'm not sure about this, but if it breaks 324, yeah, definitely it's a good buy. We'll see. You know what? I'm gonna put a couple of alerts and see where it goes.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know any questions, guys. Let me pause recording.